First item is the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda? If there aren't and there is no objection, it will stand approved as presented. Previous minutes you received several days ago. Are there any changes, corrections to the minutes? If not, and if there is no objection, they'll stand approved as presented. If I could start by calling on, Megan, Chauncey.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, I will present on behalf of the Foundation. Good morning, board members. It's nice to see familiar faces, but for those that I have not met yet, my name is Megan Silsby. I'm the director of the USS Yorktown Foundation. I'm excited to be joined by two of our newest board members and also provide an update on the Foundation so far this year. So far, over the last 4 months, we've funded over $100,000 for projects at Patriots Point. Some highlights include we've recently committed to funding over 200 scholarships to bring underserved children to Patriots Point for our education programs. We've also recently funded the Laffey Ship Store updates that are now available for visitors to see. And we most recently funded the Volunteer Appreciation Cruise, which I know some of you had the pleasure of also joining us for. We also funded the temporary employee bonuses for those that worked on 4th of July, which was a well received and very much appreciated from the staff at Patriots Point. Our next big project will be the Yorktown Library restoration, which is coming up and will be available for people to see, hopefully over the next couple of years. The Foundation launched a youth development program under our board. A high school junior, Bennett Gahuli from Sullivan's Island, will serve as a junior ambassador for our organization in Patriots Point. He'll be a great asset and bring us a new perspective to our board. We're launching our end-of-year giving campaign on November 28th with the help of Patriots Point staff. I'm working with Eric and the marketing team to implement a communications plan, and we'll also be sending direct mailing to 1,200 constituents throughout South Carolina and across the broader United States. We hope to raise $10,000 with this effort and far exceed this number with our efforts that we hope to raise by January 1st. But our board of directors really helped drive these initiatives, and I'm so proud to introduce our two newest members, Doug Martin and Doug Sharp, with me here today. Doug Martin joined in October. He served as the president of Transpar Group since 2016 and Mercury Associates since 2022. The companies are the leading management and consulting firms dedicated to K-12 student transportation, fleet management, and consulting services in North America. Doug is a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy and served 10 years of active duty as a naval flight officer. He retired as a commander from the U.S. Navy Reserves in 2020. We also were joined by Doug Sharp, who joined us in September. Doug is a principal advisor with Doug Advisors LLC and a board of director of Serendipity Labs, Inc., with over 35 years of experience in commercial real estate. He is also a very proud owner of the Lola restaurants, a true Charleston favorite. Please join me in welcoming them. And I will turn
There you go.
At least you did me first. Thanks.
I will turn it over to them to say a few words, but we're very happy to have them as members of our team.
If you'd like to come to Lola, we're open every day.
All right.
And we're packed, so you need to get reservations or go before 5:30.
Senior citizen.
That's when Chauncey's there.
Been open for 2 weeks and it's awesome. The one up in North Charleston is also still doing great. We've had it for 8 years. But most importantly, I'm delighted to be a part of the Yorktown. Thanks. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for having me, Doug Martin. It's a little bit of PTSD being back on a carrier. I spent 2 years on Dwight D. Eisenhower, but I love my time both on active duty and in the reserves, and I'm delighted to be part of the board. So thank you very much for having me.
Cool. Thank you for your service. Welcome, guys. We look forward to working with you, and we really appreciate your commitment to helping us in the Yorktown Foundation. Thank you very much. Got some contracts to consider here. One is to extend the batteries agreement. You've got the resolution in front of you to extend the agreement for another year. We have a temporary license agreement with them in anticipation of renegotiating contracts with the college at some point. And that's how we've chosen to do that. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion? Obviously, in this, the resolution enables the chair and the secretary to execute the documents. Any other discussion? If none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The next resolution is temporary license agreement for the helicopter service that flies out of here. It extends their service through December 31. Is there a motion to extend the license of the helicopter?
So moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the resolution to extend the license for the helicopter, fly the Helicopters Inc. LLC, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. The next resolution is to approve the negotiation of a temporary license between Pinnacle Financial Partners and Patriots Point regarding the ATM machine that's out there near admissions to get the ticket office. Is there a motion to approve this resolution to commence negotiations?
So moved.
Is there a second? Moved and second. Is there any discussion? We've had an agreement. We've had that ATM out there for a long time. I mean, so it's just, we just, time to talk about it some more, I think. If there is no discussion, is there, all in favor, say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Move on to Allison.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the opportunity to make this request of the board. I would like to respectfully request the board's consideration of a $500 year-end bonus for our full-time employees. We have had another record-breaking year financially, and we are on track for a strong FY24. This year, we had a number of large-scale events that engaged our entire staff. Race Week, 4th of July Blast, the Southern Legislative Delegation event, the Yorktown Association reunion, as well as many smaller events. The Ship Store team has increased their revenue for the last 2 years and are on track this year to increase it yet again. In addition, the maintenance team has managed the issues with the internal compartment flooding in the SCORE project seamlessly. The bonuses will go to our 69 full-time employees and will total $34,500. We have adequate funds in our budget allocation in the personal services category to cover this cost. Since the state does not allow bonuses for part-time employees, if the board does approve this bonus, I will ask the USS Yorktown Foundation to make a $250 bonus to our part-time employees as they have done in previous years.
Is there a motion to approve
So moved.
bonuses? Susan and second Darwin. Is there any discussion?
Just
James?
just a quick question. Certainly, what a year. I mean, they've done just incredible work, and it's been awesome to be able to see and be a part of it. How does this compare to prior years? Has that been about the same, or is this?
It's on track with
Okay.
prior years. Last year there was a state mandated budget bonus that was larger,
Oh, right. That's right.
but in previous years it's been between 400 and 500.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
Right,
thank you.
it fluctuated a little bit, but
Yeah,
in the neighborhood.
that's great.
Obviously, it has been an interesting and great year.
I left some things out.
Yeah, those little things. Climate or remediate, yeah, they've done a tremendous job.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the least we can do.
Yes.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the bonuses, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you so much,
Unanimous.
board. We appreciate it.
Director's report.
Okay. On that note, I will just roll right into this. So you all receive your monthly, the comprehensive board report that talks about everything that we've had going on in a bigger way. We would be here for quite a while if I went through all of that. But a couple of things I would like to point out. We had a fantastic Halloween event. We had a great crowd. It was seamless. But I want to thank all of our staff members. We had 22 staff members that were involved in the planning and the execution of that event, plus 8 volunteers and some spouses that came along to help. So we were really just thankful to everybody for that great help and support on a Saturday. We had 16 events in October, so we had a very busy and exciting October. Another thing I would like to talk about, I mentioned it in my bonus request, but I would like to just make a note about the ship store and the fantastic job that team does. Sam Derrick and his team, they are up again this year. They've been up the last 2 years. They're up month over month. They just do a great job. They work really hard. A lot of times they have to double up shifts, and even when we have an event, they will come in, and they're just there to help and do such a great job. So I just want to acknowledge what a great job the ship store staff does. And one other thing I just wanted to share with you all. I want to thank you again for giving our team the Thanksgiving holiday off. That is just we're so thank you for that. That's very, very kind of y'all. But we had 3 of our team, 3 electricians, who came to their manager and asked if they could work on Thanksgiving Day, because it will give them the opportunity. There will be nobody on the ship since we're closed that day, that they can figure some things out that they don't have the opportunity to do. But I just thought that said a lot about the commitment level of our team and the passion that they have. So I just want to thank Bob Friedney, Tony Schwery, and Isaac Poinsett. That's really a great thing for them to come in and spend their Thanksgiving here. And just a quick acknowledgement. We had a great Veterans Day activity with Mary White and the Patriot Art Foundation. Had 35 participants. We might have ended up with a couple more that added on, and it was really special and it was really spectacular. And I think Chauncey can really attest to that. He ended up being the model for the 2 artists, and came out with 2
those paintings, which
is
no
unbelievable what they did in an hour. It was really, really
Especially
amazing.
with Chauncey.
Getting him to sit still. But that was a great day, and we're just really grateful to Mary and the Patriot Art Foundation and Stan. They did a great job. And then just one final thing. Today we have the Day of Caring folks coming in at 11:30. So that's 150 sailors from the Naval Nuclear Power Training Unit that come and spend several hours all over the ship, all over the property, and having those folks on board working to clean things up. It's a beehive of activity. It's really fun to be around when they're here because they do so many things. So we're very, very excited to have them here today. Busy day. And with that, I would like to hand off to Chief of Staff Chris Houff and let him give you a couple of other updates.
Good morning.
Good
morning. We have a lot of things going on. I'll be brief, but also be thorough at the same time a little bit here. So right now we are underway on our 2 days for 1 ticket promotion that will be going for a few more weeks. And we're also doing a Toys for Tots toy drive that continues to grow for us every year. And several of our volunteers are also involved in that. If you were downstairs, the only thing we're really missing is Bob Wallace and General Waverly, if any white Christmas fans in here. But Lowe's is here to help us with our inaugural holiday or inaugural tree program that we're going to start doing. We started it this year. We're going to roll it into next year. And thanks to Lowe's, they were our very first sponsor of this program. So they are really helping out. We have 5 different trees this year. It's 12 footers. You really got to go big to make a difference on the Yorktown. But we've got the USS Yorktown Foundation tree, Patriots Point tree, the Charleston County Parks and Recreation tree. It's a trade with us and them to give us the exposure at Charleston County Parks at their Festival of Lights. And we have the Medal of Honor Society tree, and then of course Lowe's has the tree as the first sponsor. And so you'll see them dispersed around the ship in different places. And at the B-25 we have what we're creating is our Santa Village. And so, our goal is to bring people on the ship. All of these things are tied to goals and objectives, and those objectives leads to accomplishing our goals, which are beating our 5-year averages for every month. And for the last 2 or 3 years, we've come short of that. And so we really went in on trying to figure out how to increase those numbers. So we've got 5 days scheduled where Santas will be here, and we'll do pictures with the kids. We'll have family time where they can take their own pictures in the same places. we're doing heavy promotions with that. We've got. I was going to say something, probably not talk about Santa very often, but be mindful about how I talk about Santa here. And then in addition to that, we have Bulldog Tours doing our holiday captain's tours again. So the same tours you get about learning what it's like to live and serve on this ship, but a holiday version, what they served around Christmas time, how hard it was to be away from your families around the holidays. So that's a very big part of what we do too. And we also have, while doing these same things, Pearl Harbor Day. So we'll have 500 people on the ship on December 7th to observe and remember those that were killed in those Pearl Harbor attacks. We're also doing, the mayor's listening, the Mount Pleasant Christmas Parade on the 10th, and our partnership with Lucy Beckham and their club is going to help us decorate the Jeep and a flat trailer that we will have in the parade, and they will be with us. They'll walk with us at Lucy Beckham, so that's great there. And then in January, you remember every year we do our Pay What You Can promotion. So January 6th and 7th, we will be offering people the chance to pay whatever they want or whatever they can afford to come see us. And that's really important. It really helps us get in the community to places that maybe not could afford to be here. And then finally, I want to talk about a phase 2. I feel like we've been doing this for maybe 2 or 3 years. We did the initial package. Terry and I went to visit all of the tenants after you guys approved them, made sure that we had their names right and where we're at. So first phase went in at the beginning of this year, maybe it was the end of last year. We've done little things here and there. Phase 2 is now, you'll see the entryway sign has changed to welcome everybody to Patriots Point, home of the Yorktown and the Laffey. You'll see some different wayfinding. We updated the Bud Darby sign. And then there's several other pieces that'll be installed over the series of months to maybe even a year, determined by how people adjust to these signs. We know that things are new. We might want to change traffic flows, especially when it comes to buses, or do we have the most efficient and safe route to get kids from one place to another. So before they're anchored in, and I'm careful not to say permanent because we always move things, but before they're an anchor sign, sometimes you'll see a yard sign or an A-frame until we know just what we need to do. And this school year is a good example of that. We've been going through 2 or 3 months of students here on field trips, and we had a new bus drop-off plan. And so this afternoon we're meeting after a 3-week period of trying something to determine, did it work before we go and we pay for any more signs. So you'll see that. But a really big thank you to all the staff that works on it. Thank you guys again for approving the bonus. But hopefully some of these really put in perspective all the stuff that the team does, especially the events team and the marketing team, all the signs, all the promotions, all the legwork to be here. And then, of course, the volunteer support, which really makes everything happen. But no, it's a lot. Happy to answer any questions about the promotions. But yeah, thank you for the time.
Any questions for Chris or Allison?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Chris.
Is that it?
That's it.
Are there any public comments? Hearing none, is there any other business to come before the board?
I just have a little
James?
something to share, if that's all right, Mr. Chairman. So just in the coming into Thanksgiving, just was thinking about all the things that I'm thankful for, and among those are all of you and certainly the team here, and what you do is like so important. And so what I did is I went and bought the bookstore out of John Wukowitz's book, Health in the Heavens, and I wanted you all to have a copy. I'm going to get more coming, but this is all they have today. But this book is the book that is going to be used to base the story of the Laffey that Mel Gibson's team and the nunnery team that's doing the movie. And it is, and I have to say, I'm so ashamed of my handwriting, so I'm going to share with you a little bit what my message is, because you probably won't be able to read it.
Thank you.
So, thank you. So this book, tells the story of the Laffey both in D-Day and then through April 16th, and I listened to it numerous times. The audiobook's really exceptional. The guy does a very good job, but it's an extraordinary. Reaches back much like Ambrose does and gets letters and talks from a specific perspective of the sailors, and it really just powerfully tells the story, which would make an amazing film when it gets done. But it really highlights, I think, the importance of what is done here. Really, the sacred work that we all do to preserve this history and make sure that the stories are told. And I just want to share that I think it's not just about the past. It is really preparing us for the future, because the same commitment that was required then is going to be required tomorrow and then tomorrow. Because as we know, with the victories in World War II, evil was not vanquished from this planet. And as we can see in the news, what's required to keep freedom is going to be continued in the days ahead. So my message was just thank you for your leadership and for preserving the past to prepare for the future. And so I just really appreciate what you do and what we all do here, not just to make sure these stories are told, but it's also to make sure our nation's ready for what's going to be required of us tomorrow. So thank you all very much. It means a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look forward to reading it. Thank you very much. Is there anything else to come before the board? If not, we traditionally do not meet in December. I would suggest we take December off and reserving the right that if something comes up, we can call a meeting, maybe virtually or whatever. But otherwise, January 19th would be the next meeting. Again at 10 a.m. It was interesting to watch everybody come in 30 minutes early today. Sort of fumble around trying to figure out what to do. I mean, Susan was here before I was.
I lost all my stuff for being early.
I pulled into the parking space and her car's there, and I'm going, oh my God, am I late?
I drove up and said, is it the wrong day?
So, anyway, thanks so much for all of you being here, and we're adjourned.
January 9th.
There you go.